Hi guys! Welcome back to another small archive video. Happy New Year! It is officially 2026 by the time you're watching this. I'm recording this on New Year's Eve, so like it's almost 2026 for me, but it's not yet. And I'm ready for New Year, new me. For this week's video, I wanted to do sort of like a reflection of 2025, but also like somewhat of a letter to myself. Hopefully that doesn't make this 16 hours long, but like I figured putting it together made the most sense. So to break it down in like segments, we're gonna go over what I wanted to achieve this year, see what I actually achieved, and basically set up our goals for next year, sort of like make a letter to myself as well in that, you know? Hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully it's not too convoluted, but like, I think it's gonna be fine. For me, this video is like a dual inspiration almost. Part of it is definitely inspired by the videos that Billie Eilish does with, I think it's Variety. She does it with someone every year where she basically watches the video from her last year's self and then she sees how much she's progressed since then. And I really like watching, like seeing her growth in that. So I feel like it would be fun to see that same thing, but for me and my growth. And then the other part of this video is inspired by Fuslie, who is one of my favorite content creators, especially in like the streaming space. She does a video on her birthday or like around her birthday in November, where she basically makes a video diary of talking about things that were viral and trending and things she did that year and like what she thinks future her is doing and saying like a bunch of stuff, and it's really cool to watch. I love watching those videos of her. And so the first step, obviously what we're gonna do is we are going to go over what I wanted to achieve in 2025. So let's go ahead and take a look at that, shall we? Okay, so what I was supposed to do for my first YouTube video this year, instead of the Animal Crossing video I did, was I was going to try and do like a vision board, because my first YouTube video attempt was actually in January, but I don't think my first upload was actually until like sometime in spring, like I think March or April, I think was the first YouTube video I uploaded, that Animal Crossing one, because I was having issues with my old MacBook trying to edit videos on there. Like it was not working, even though at the time I was using iMovie, it wasn't really working. And then I tried using Final Cut and that really caused it to like freak out. So I had to wait until I was able to upgrade my computer. With the lovely support from my dad, I was able to get a Mac Mini that is an M4 chip and it has so much storage. I have this external SSD that allows me to seamlessly transfer visuals and like content from my phone to my Mac Mini. A lot to say that this was originally going to be my first video for 2025 and it didn't actually end up happening. But this was basically me jotting down ideas of what the video would be about, which was I was going to make a vision board in the video, which is why it says making a 2025 vision board, and it has a Canva link, which will take you to an empty vision board because I never made it. But I still had these where I was gonna welcome back to another video, even though this was gonna be my first video. And it's literally my first time making a vision board. But the vibes are gonna be goals to reach, manifestations, and things to maintain. And the collage vibes seem appropriate. I just think it would make it extra special, like to make a collage, you know, when you're looking back and making a vision board, making things look like a collage is usually the vibe, the move, the momentum of what you're doing, right? But here's the main gist of what we're going after today, what I wanted to include. So these were my goals for 2025. The intro and what I was going to talk about in the video is the least important part of what we're talking about today. The most important part are the goals and everything I wanted to achieve this year. So let's see if we actually did. So my goals for this year were 1,000 subscribers on YouTube in January 2026. 500 Twitch subs. 1,000 Instagram followers, 10,000 TikTok followers. Okay, these were my social media goals. Obviously, we hit 50%. Let me explain. 1,000 subscribers on YouTube in January 2026. I didn't realize the amount of effort, time, and energy it takes to edit long form content. At this point, I had only ever edited short form content. And when I tell you, like, it is just now about to become January 2026, and I'm just now starting to feel a little bit more comfortable editing long form content. And I've been doing this for a few months now, and I'm just now starting to get on a weekly upload basis starting from like November 2025. So obviously this was her being very optimistic. However, I am still proud to say, as of recording this, I have 250 subscribers on YouTube. So we are a fourth? Is that a fourth of the way? Yeah, we made it a fourth of the way. And for all the road bumps that I hit this year of, I didn't start at the start of the year, if I remember correctly. I was starting out just recording once a month, then twice a month, and now every week. To be able to try out a bunch of things and just starting up and get 250 subscribers on YouTube, girl, thank you so much. I love y'all. 500 Twitch subs. Let me specify that I don't think I meant subs. I think I genuinely meant followers. And I say that because I wrote that after writing subscribers on YouTube. And it's so weird to have to say subscribers on YouTube, but followers on Twitch. Because if you have never been on Twitch before, a subscription on YouTube is basically the equivalent of following someone on Twitch. But if you subscribe to someone on Twitch, you actually give them money, like a regular subscription you would do for a streaming service like Hulu, Netflix, etc. I think I meant followers. But if I did mean subscribers, I don't think I reached that in subs. And I definitely didn't reach that in followers either. But I did hit 300 followers on Twitch. As I'm recording right now, I think I have either 306 or 307 followers on Twitch. I might have like 15 subscribers on Twitch currently, but however many subscribers I've had throughout the year, because someone can subscribe and then cancel their subscription, but then subscribe again. Sometimes people are gifted a subscription. I would have to check that data. I don't know off the top of my head actually, but I can review that and put that somewhere on the screen for you. So next is Instagram followers, which is 1,000. And we actually got that one, guys. At time of recording, we're almost at 3.9 or 4,000 followers on Instagram, I think. I can't remember all of a sudden for some reason, but I'm pretty sure I'm almost at 4,000 followers at the time of recording. So that means more or less quadrupled that. I'm gonna round up. We more or less quadrupled that goal. So, and then last but not least, 10,000 TikTok followers. I wrote this at least before February of 2025 because when I started the year, I had a little bit over 5,000 followers on TikTok. And I think I have somewhere of like 15 point something thousand followers on TikTok right now. I have my most clout on TikTok, best believe. But I basically hit 10,000 on TikTok within a month or less of deciding to take content creation seriously. And that's because of Epic the Musical. Jorge Rivera Herons. So sorry if I just butchered your name, but you have a fantastic concept album for a musical, Epic Musical. If you've never heard of it, please give it a listen. It's basically an adaptation of the Odyssey. And as a person who in high school who read the Odyssey and read other like, Greek tales and Percy Jackson being a big thing growing up, I never liked that kind of aspect of literature and fiction. I was never really big into like Greek mythology and stuff. So for me to absolutely love this musical so much that he was my #1 Spotify artist of 2025, girl, know that it's good music and it sang so well. Everyone he casted for it is just, let me shut up. But basically I started making content using music from that musical because I had fell in love with it. And it's my first video to ever get over 1 million views on. And I was getting so many followers from the content I was making using the music from the musical. And I basically like doubled my followers within the span of like a few weeks. So we crushed that. Yippee! So that's it on social media. So far, we're 2 for 4. So hopefully we did better in the rest of these. We have goals that I had for myself, meaning outside of like social media or work, more like personal, like hygiene, health, hobbies, skills, that kind of stuff. So hydration, basically focusing on drinking water above all other beverage. I think there was a roller coaster of high and lows on this year, but I would say I accomplished this because I was the most consistent this year of always having that on my mind. Sometimes I will go on vacation and I'm like, I'm on vacation, water doesn't exist. Or I'll be like, I don't feel well, I need a sweet treat, water doesn't exist. I was very, very focused on hydrating. Even when I wasn't hydrating, in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, I should probably double up on water the rest of the day to like compensate for what I just had. So I'm counting that as a win. 2 walks a week or equivalent movement. I would say the second half of the year, no, let me not even be that generous to myself. The last quarter of the year, I basically actually locked in on fitness. It wasn't until the last quarter of this year, and since that is a minority of time, I'm gonna say I flopped, but I'm still proud of that quarter where I actually like took the initiative. I got a gym membership this year, if you guys remember that vlog. I started out very, very strong. I can't lie, I have been weaning off going to the gym, which is not good, but I have at least been going to like my workout class that I try to go to weekly, and I am still focusing on like the nutrients and the food plan that I was recommended for the goals I want to set for myself. So 2026, we're going to focus on that a little bit more. Okay, go to my necessary checkups, dentist, gyno, etc. Guess what I didn't go to this year? Girl, do I need to go to these things? Yes. However, I don't want to and I'm scared. And I know that's such a stupid excuse because you need to go to these things. I'm 24. I'm an adult woman. I need to go to these things. So mark my words. I'm going to do every appointment I need to do next year. We're going to do dentist. We're going to do wellness checks with all my doctors. We're going to do eye vision tests, everything. Let's just face it head on so that way we don't have the anxiety of it looming over me. Yes. Okay. And then last but not least, for the me category, I have be comfortable cooking at least one meal. Yes, I think I accomplished that this year. I am comfortable cooking at least one meal. I've definitely gotten way more comfortable this year, like with cooking. So I'm counting that as a big fat win. Big fat win. We are now 4 for 8. So we're still at a 50% on our 2025, but we still got 2 other things to go through. We're out of the goals. Now we're talking about manifesting. So now we need a joy and creativity, which can come from scrapbooking, editing, content creation, and fashion. I'm saying yes to all 4 of those. My concert scrapbook gives me so much joy. I think that's one of my most recent YouTube videos as well. I started out this year despising editing for long form, but now it's actually something I kind of enjoy doing. Like, dare I say, I kind of like editing content for YouTube more than I like live streaming, which used to be the entire, 180. Start of January 2025, talk to start of January 2026 me about what we prefer in terms of content creation. There would be so many differences now that I feel like I've learned so much. And I still have so much more to learn, but it's crazy to see the difference already. Content creation, girl, I just keep falling in love with it more and more and more. It is so fun. It's such a creative way to meet new people, but also express all of your joys and different hobbits. I was trying to say hobbies and topics. In different hobbies and topics and things you just love all around. You know, it's freaking amazing. And then fashion, I challenged myself this week to style my natural hair in different styles that is not just twisting it. And I think I want to continue to challenge myself in ways of doing that more and more in 2026, because I feel like twisting it is definitely still cute and it definitely gets the job done and it helps keep it out of my way during the week when I'm trying to get stuff done. But whenever I style it like this for an outfit, I feel like it just looks like so cute. And so like I've been seeing hair as a chore when I need to see it as like it's another fashion accessory. It's another way to express myself. And I tried to mask it with like, oh, I get to do different color bandanas to express myself, when in reality, girl, you're just covering up your hair because you just want it out of the way. So let's embrace our hair a little bit more 2026, okay? Okay. All right. So then another manifestation that I had for 2025 was I needed to be in attendance for J-Hope's concert, and I was. It was actually such a fun trip. It was just a super quick like weekend trip with me and my friend Sierra, the one that I actually had a photo with when I saw AT's in that scrapbook vlog. Yeah, I was in attendance, so boom, that's 2 for 3. This might be our best category. And then our last little bit from manifesting is decluttering and detaching emotions from objects that no longer serve me. I think I've definitely gotten better at detaching emotions from objects, but also haven't, because I haven't decluttered everything I could definitely declutter. But I have worked on accepting that having the item and getting rid of the item physically doesn't get rid of the memories and the good times I had with that item. So that one's like a 0.5. So I'm going to say 2.5 out of 3 for manifesting. So that puts us as like what, 6.5 out of 11. Is that still half? No, that's more than half. That's more than half, babes. And then our last section of what we wanted to accomplish were things we needed to maintain and remember in 2025. A step towards perfect is a step away from good. Definitely struggled a little bit with that one this year, with just personal like fears and insecurities of where I am in terms of my career and comparing myself into where my friends are in their careers and their lives. I struggle with thinking that I'm lagging behind or that I'm not actually achieving to my greatest potential, which is really scared to admit in a video that's gonna go to the public. Hi. But after like literally conversing with family and friends, I've come to more and more like realizations that like obviously the grass is always greener on the other side, you know? It's so confusing because I could be admiring someone else's life thinking that they have everything together, and they could be admiring my life thinking that I have everything together. So it's just, I need to stop trying to think I need to have this like perfect, like, or what I see was perfect of like, go to college degree, job and major, make money, make babies, get married, da 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 da. As long as I'm happy and satisfied and able to continue to sustain myself, then that is good. Obviously, I am very blessed to be able to, 1, still live with my dad in my own room, 2, have a vehicle that I don't have to stress too much about paying on, electronics I don't have to stress about paying on. I am very privileged and very blessed in the position I am to do this and work a part-time job and not have to worry about rent, mortgage, utilities, da 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 da. And then obviously as time goes on, that is going to be expected of me, and I am going to have to like lock in and figure out how to make sure I have the money to like provide that for my stay, my living, etc. I don't have to worry about that right now. What I need to worry about is getting to that point and what I can do now to get to that point, not at the idea that I'm not at that point, if that makes sense. Ooh, we'll see if that actually makes it in the cut. Then we also have discipline, which is just in many different ways, but I would say I haven't maintained it, but I've remembered it. And we're gonna work on that maintaining next year. And then last one is you can do it. Because sometimes you lose a little bit of faith in yourself. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I got low this year and I didn't have faith in myself to do what I thought I needed to be doing. But I'm doing what I want to be doing and what I need to be doing to get to what I want to be at the level I want to be at. Okay, does that make sense? Maybe I'm talking like crazy. Okay, that was everything I wanted to achieve 2025. But now let's look at our 2026 vision board. So I designed this in Canva. I basically used just a bunch of little Canva graphics to like put on everything into like images, but they all have, every image has a specific reason of why it's there. Let's get into it. So starting at like the top half of the board, we have all of the platforms that I post on: YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitch. YouTube is the biggest logo on here because YouTube, I want to be my main focus in 2026. My goal is going to be 1,000 followers or 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. If I'm able to be consistent in one video a week plus uploading shorts on YouTube, I think it is feasible within a year to get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I truly do think that I can. Obviously, there's gonna be times where I'm sick. There's gonna be times where something happens and it's gonna be missed. But I'm gonna do my absolute hardest to not do that if it's in my control to not do that. So 1,000 followers. In terms of Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitch, at the moment, I don't have any numerical goals I have for them. I just obviously want to see some progression in terms of last year to this year. Considering I was able to double my followers on TikTok last year, I think that's kind of the basis in my mind. It's like whatever I end this year, I want to be at least doubled next year for Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitch. I think that's my safest bet. There's a little money symbol in between Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. That's because these 3 apps I am currently not monetized on, and it is my goal to be monetized on all 3 by the end of 2026. I am monetized on TikTok and Twitch. That's why the money is over here, but I would like to make more money over here, so keep that arrow going up. And then in this top right corner, this is actually the Tiltify logo. It is on my list for 2026. I want to do at least one charity stream, and I'm going to do it through Tiltify. From my own personal experience, like being a viewer of a charity stream that runs with Tiltify being their method of raising money, it seems to be the safest option because it's literally like I don't receive the money at all. Twitch doesn't receive the money at all. It goes directly from people donating to Tiltify, who then immediately gives it off to your organization or foundation or charity of choice. And so I would love to do a charity stream on my Twitch and do Tiltify for it. So that's why I have the Tiltify logo. It basically represents using Tiltify because I want to have a charity stream. And then under that is this little laptop with data on it, and it has this arrow pointing from Twitch, but it's basically pointing from all of my social media apps, meaning that I want to like lock in on my data analyzation of the performance of my content on my apps. I've kind of been very lax with it this year because I feel like I was getting my footing in how to make content for these apps. And so now it's getting to the point of I have an idea of how I like my content to feel, how I like it to be. Now I need to start seeing trends of which ones perform better versus which ones aren't performing as well, and how I can use that information to continue growing success rather than just random success. We have this cute little girl in a little sailor costume because I do want to cosplay more this year and obviously post more cosplay this year. I only did Runa from Kakegurui this past year, and it got really popular because they had a live action show inspired by Kakegurui called Bet come out on Netflix, and I literally posted the cosplay and did the cosplay around the same time randomly. It was not planned, so that was pretty cool. Then we have these hands doing some crafting because I do want to do more of my like concert scrapbook, but also focus on more hobbies that are a little bit more distance from tech. I do love playing video games and watching shows and everything, but it's good to sometimes disconnect from that sometimes. It can't be my entire life. Working out, especially like yoga. I don't know why, but I really want to do more yoga classes. I feel so like mentally refreshed, energy refreshed, and just physically refreshed after doing a yoga class. So I definitely want to do more working out and yoga this year. I have books on here because I want to read more. I think I actually read more this year, 2025, than I did 2024. So I just want to keep that trend going. Under here, we have this little brain that seems to be kind of like in Zen, which is focusing on my mental health, but doing like activities that can genuinely like healthily benefit my mental health versus like just doing what I want to do to like instantly satisfy feeling bad. Like instead of eating unhealthily or doing something like that, like, I don't know, taking a yoga class, exercising, recognizing how I'm feeling and using different techniques to regulate feeling a little bit better, you know? Discord's on here. I am making a Discord server, damn it, and it will be live in 2026. BTS logo, because if BTS announces a tour in 2026, I will have tickets purchased, barricade, and I will be present. Animal Crossing, I will have a 5-star island in 2026. Especially after that update, like come on, it's going to be 5 stars. A little pot, I want to continue developing my skill of cooking. I definitely have lost like a fear of it last year in terms of like causing a fire or making something gross, like learning proportions of seasoning and how to prepare different things. Now I want to like be able to cook something a little bit more complex, keep just developing the skill, you know? And then last but not least is a little person. She's like, strike a pose with a little camera, because I think I take a lot of silly, goofy, like just selfies and things, because you can't tell me I look goofy if I'm purposely looking goofy. But I want to be more confident in learning to being like posing in the camera, showing off my fit, because sometimes I be doing cute fits, y'all, and I need to be like, ooh, okay. So next year I want to like challenge myself to take way more like cutesy photos and have cute little Instagram dumps for y'all. So yeah, and that is my 2026 vision board basically, which brings us to the final part, which is basically the letter to 2026 me. Just like this year when you didn't accomplish everything, you are still happy and fine. So if you're watching this end of 2026 upset that you didn't do all the things I just listed here, why? Because I bet you're still fine. Everything's still okay. 2027 will still come, and you're still gonna have your day, girly. If today's not your day, that's okay. Because guess what? Tomorrow, that's a new one. And we can restart it, okay? Just know that whatever you're doing in the future, I hope and pray you are playing or have played GTA 6. I swear to God, if they delay that shit again, I'm beating up someone at Rockstar, personally. What else? I hope you had a blast at BTS if the tour already happened. If it hasn't happened, I hope you have tickets. If they still haven't announced tickets, please don't tell me something bad happened or I will cry. Or you might be crying right now because something bad happened, huh? God damn it. I'm sorry for bringing that up. Animal Crossing update. I play it in like 15 days. You've already played it. Tell me you're still playing Animal Crossing. Show everyone your island, your updated island, because we need to do a tour update whenever that update comes out. Video idea. Ooh. Did you make that video? How'd it do? Did you analyze that data? Let's see. I hope you traveled a lot. I know some ideas of where you might be going. You might be going to Florida. I know you're going to Connecticut for your friend's wedding. How was the wedding? Was it everything? Pictures. I can't wait to see the pictures. Oh my God, you're going to a wedding of your friend that you met online. Oh my God, that's crazy. What else? What else could you be doing by next year? Do you have muscles in your arms? Did you lock in at the gym? If you're jacked now, show them. Show them right now. I'm not jacked right now, but you might be jacked right now. Ooh, if I lock in, I'll be jacked and I'll show my arms. Did you declutter? Do you still live in Mississippi? Did you move out? Oh my God, imagine I like blew up and we moved out. Do you have a place of your own? Do you have a roommate? Do you still work in Mississippi? Wait, so many things could happen and I won't know for a whole year. Okay, I gotta think of like one last thing for like future me to like get through, because she's gonna be watching this whole thing and like reacting to it basically. Ooh, we have a long video to edit and like react to. Sorry, queen. Are you still playing Fortnite? Please tell me you didn't give up Fortnite. We've invested so much time and money into that game and it's so fun. Please don't tell me something happens and we're not playing Fortnite anymore, because that would actually make me sad. But what is the game this year? Like this year, Expedition 33 Claire Obscure was like the game of the year. It was the Baldur's Gate of this year, okay? So what's the Baldur's Gate of next year? I'm assuming if GTA 6 came out, it's GTA 6, but did someone like overshadow it? Or did it not come out and it was a different game? What is the game of the year? Did you play a horror game this year? Well, this year is me, like 2025. 2025, you played Poppy Playtime and you tried to play the second one and it didn't work out. How much did you raise for charity? Because I'm saying it now, you did that charity stream. How much did we raise for charity? And what organization did we go with? Because I have one in mind that I've been looking at, but we still need to do a little bit more research currently. So I want to know if it's still the same one, but I'm not going to say it in case it's a different one. Hey, I love you. You're doing great. You're doing your best, which means you're doing great. And I hope you have a great new year. I hope you're about to pop a bottle of wine like I'm about to after this, okay? Yeah. Okay. Done. That's the end of the video diary before I just ramble for like 16 hours. And also, I did not plan that well enough to like actually do a whole video diary for future me. She already has a lot of this to go through anyways, because she's going to go through my vision board one by one and see if we actually did these things, right? Right. Happy New Year. Thank you so much for watching. If no one's told you, I think you did pretty dang well for yourself 2025. Even if you didn't have a resolution or if you didn't finish your 2025 resolution, just know I think you did pretty good, okay? As long as you tried. And if you didn't try, hey, you made it to the end of the year. That still looks pretty good to me, if you ask me, okay? I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe on the video. If you have a resolution for 2026, comment it down below because I need a little bit more inspiration. I know this vision board is like a lot, but like, listen, mama can always add another thing to improve on because we always got things to learn and improve on, okay? And I'll see you guys in the next video. Okay, bye.
What the dog doing?